Did you know that complex PTSD often develops from prolonged exposure to relational aggression and abuse? Welcome back to the Viking Mindset e-learning channel. Today we're exploring how this condition develops, the role of relational aggression and abuse, and the signs that someone might be suffering from complex PTSD. Have you ever heard of complex PTSD and wondered how it differs from chronic PTSD or standard PTSD? Complex PTSD or C-PTSD is a condition that arises from prolonged and repeated trauma, often in situations where escape is difficult or impossible. Unlike standard or chronic PTSD, which can develop from a single traumatic event, C-PTSD typically results from ongoing trauma, such as chronic emotional, physical, or sexual abuse. This condition not only affects the mind, but can also have deep, lasting impacts on one's sense of self, relationships, and overall mental health. C-PTSD often develops in response to long-term exposure to traumatic events, especially in childhood. This could include situations like growing up in an abusive household, enduring bullying, or being in a toxic relationship where manipulation and control are prevalent. The key factor in the development of complex PTSD is the chronic nature of the trauma, which leaves the individual in a state of constant fear and stress. Over time, this can lead to significant changes in the brain, particularly in the areas that manage emotions, stress, and memory. Relational aggression and abuse are major contributors to the development of complex PTSD. Relational aggression involves manipulative behaviors like gossiping, exclusion, and spreading rumors, often with the intent to control or harm someone psychologically. When this type of aggression is coupled with other forms of abuse, be it emotional, physical, or sexual, it creates a toxic environment that erodes the victim's sense of safety and self-worth. The insidious nature of relational aggression makes it particularly damaging because it often goes unnoticed or is minimized by others. Individuals suffering from complex PTSD often experience intense emotional difficulties, such as chronic feelings of shame, guilt, or worthlessness. They might struggle with emotional regulation, experiencing sudden mood swings or overwhelming feelings of anger, sadness, or anxiety. These emotional responses are often tied to past trauma, where the individual was made to feel powerless or insignificant. In addition, people with complex PTSD may also experience symptoms like dissociation, where they feel disconnected from themselves or reality, and intrusive thoughts or flashbacks of the trauma. Behavioral signs of complex PTSD can vary widely, but they often include avoidance of situations or people that remind the individual of their trauma. This could mean withdrawing from social activities, avoiding certain places, or even isolating oneself from loved ones. Other common behaviors include hypervigilance, where the person is constantly on edge, and a tendency to engage in self-destructive or risky behaviors, such as substance abuse or self-harm. These behaviors are often coping mechanisms developed to manage the overwhelming stress and anxiety caused by the trauma. One of the most challenging aspects of complex PTSD is its impact on relationships. Individuals with C-PTSD often struggle with trust and intimacy, finding it difficult to open up to others or maintain close relationships. They might push people away or become overly dependent on them, leading to a cycle of unhealthy relationships. This is often because their past trauma involved betrayal or abuse by someone they trusted, making it hard to feel safe in current relationships. Overcoming this requires time, patience, and often the support of a therapist or counselor. Recognizing the signs of complex PTSD is the first step toward healing. If you identify with any of the symptoms discussed, whether they're emotional, psychological, or behavioral, it's important to seek help. Therapy, particularly trauma-focused therapies like EMDR or cognitive behavioral therapy or somatic experiencing, can be incredibly effective in addressing the root causes of complex PTSD and helping individuals develop healthier coping mechanisms. Remember, healing is possible, and reaching out for support is a crucial step in that journey. Complex PTSD is a deeply challenging condition, but understanding how it develops and recognizing its signs can be the first step toward healing. If you or someone you know has experienced prolonged trauma or relational aggression, you're not alone. Please share your experiences in the comments below. Your story could help others who are going through similar struggles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content that dives deep into the complexities of mental health.